All right, boys. So, welcome back to another YouTube video. I wanted to record this one just because it's something that came up in my mind. I was in the shower. I got back from the gym. I just hit a good, I think chest day. I hit chest day. But a very, very important conversation I want to talk about, right? So we're in the apartment right now. I got my setup right there. I got my MacBook, my other setup. This is like my workstation, deep workstation, and then I use that. Sometimes, I just need two workspaces because I don't have another room. As you guys know, I live with a roommate right now, which is it's pretty chill. I don't pay too much in rent. I want to talk to you guys about why putting your self-development before the money is super important and detaching yourself from the money. And this is a very, very deep conversation for me because if you guys do not know my background story, I've actually come from a very, very different background, if that makes sense. Not saying that I was above anybody else or I was below anybody else, but because everyone's in the same situation. Everyone's either broke, everyone's either, you're making a little bit of money, everyone's either homeless, or it doesn't matter where you're at in life because everyone has a purpose in this life. Everyone can be successful if they really want to be. But the reason why I wasn't as successful when I was starting to make money was because I wasn't putting my self-development first, right? And then we could talk about a few different things, right? And we could put a few different things. I don't know if I'm gonna edit this or it's just gonna be a raw talk, but think about this in a way. We're gonna do some points on what I mean by self-development and why this is super, super important. Obviously, am I talking about reading books? Yes, that's above self-development. You're getting someone else's perspective and you're kind of understanding of how you can grow as an individual. And what is that? Self-development. And I think that can really inspire you and push you and know what's possible in life. Because if you don't know what's possible, then how are you ever going to believe in yourself that you can actually get somewhere? It took me a while to understand, like, why do people read books, right? So we could talk about the first thing is books. Why does someone pick up this type of book and why do they read it? Your Next 5 Moves, Master the Art of Business Strategy, Patrick Bet-David. Why do people pick up books? Well, if you think about it in a way, the same reason on why you want to go ahead and buy your computer or you want to go buy a PC. Because what that PC is doing is giving you a resource on to do whatever you want to do on the PC. Either play video games, either it be business, either it be just software in general. You're a software engineer. It doesn't matter what you're doing, but buying a book is like buying a PC. It's like buying information, basically, right? Because you guys know internet money is insane. You can make as much money as you possibly desire on the internet if you just work hard and lock in. And I've learned this from experience. Let me give you guys a background of where I'm from and kind of giving myself a credibility on this topic because I've already made over now that we're talking $400,000 online. Literally to be, just right here and right now. And I'm not a millionaire at all, right? A lot of that money is either gone to the IRS or I have invested it and it's in my portfolio, not even being touched. And I'm very, very well known of that. And I'm very, very secure about my money. And that's super important. But I'm here to tell you this. Don't be the person in life that thinks that you're always on a different path. Don't think that you're unqualified than somebody else. And this is what I thought my whole life, right? I thought I was super unqualified. I thought that I didn't have information that everybody else had. I felt like everyone was smarter than me. And that's the thing that's going to hold you back from that. And that's what self-development is for, right? And I'm going to tell you this and compare this to, I'm talking about books because you don't have to be a reader. You don't have to be. But if you're someone that's trying to get into self-development and develop your personality, your character, if you guys are someone that's looking to get into self-development, reading books is the first step in my opinion because you get someone else's biggest perspective and they're successful. They talk about procrastination, right? They talk about relentlessness. They talk about desire, right? My favorite book right here is called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This is one of my favorite books of all time. I love this book. The reason why I love it is because it teaches you it teaches you just basic information about just staying consistent with your path to success, right? Not teaches you about business, but it teaches you about the path of how much it takes in order to build a business, how much it takes to get the job that you want, how much it takes to stop the excuses, to stop the procrastination, to stop the other bullshit. And once I've read this book a couple times, I realized, wow, this is the reason why I'm pushing harder in my business. So that's what self-development is. Anything that's pushing you further and further. If you guys are confused what that word means, self-development, that's what's pushing you further. You're becoming 1% better every single day. And you can self-develop in so many different ways, right? Now we can talk about self-development in a different way, right? Because I talk about reading, understanding, learning, that's a part of it, right? But I would like to talk to you about the 4 pillars, right? And these are super important of why I wanted to get on this conversation. If you guys are struggling with this, is your mindset. Your mindset's number 1. Number 2 is habits. Number 3 is your health, right? And your physical health. So that's 4 right there. You guys have to understand that when it comes to just becoming successful before you make the money, you see a lot of kids, they're ordering $10,000 on DoorDash, Uber Eats, all this other stuff. Congratulations, they can do that. And I have nothing against them. But the thing is they're not understanding that it takes 10 minutes to cook. It takes 10 minutes just to be healthy. It takes 10 minutes to get your ass up and not be lazy and just go make food real quick. And on top of that, if you're so wealthy or so rich, get a chef that's going to cook you meals. I actually have a couple friends that have chefs that actually like they literally get their meals cooked for them, right? So that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. When you start getting wealthy, you start having excuses, just like on how broke people are as well. Oh, I can't make money. Same thing for rich people. Oh, I can't eat healthy because I don't have time. I have to make all this money. That's the same problems, but you're just in different financial situations. So that's what I'm trying to compare and contrast to, right? And I'm not saying don't get rich, don't get wealthy, don't start focusing on these important things. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying it comes to a point where your self-development is going to do you better than putting the money and putting all that time and putting all that effort into your whole, like your body, physical, mental, spiritual, into making money. Because the whole point of self-development is developing yourself and being 1% better. And a lot of people that are only focused on making money. And you got to look at entrepreneurs like, I'm just going to say TJR. Very, very successful breast scales. Very, very successful. Yes, they have done amazing in their life, and you might be looking at my video like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? These guys are way more successful, and TJR was, a little bit chubby before, like last year, or Brett Scales is skinny as shit, and he's still making money. The thing is, what do you think they're trying to do now? Now they're trying to catch up with their health. TJR, he's gotten leaner, he's gotten in good physical shape. Brett Scales, now he's starting to hire boxing trainers and stuff like that. And if you're in that situation right now, and you're still watching this video, like, congrats to you. Like, I'm very, very, like, I wish nothing but anybody on here success. I'm not trying to down anybody on here, and I respect everybody in that I even think about or I'll even talk about. I have all respect for. Even the people that don't want to put self-development first. They think the routines and working out is bullshit. You don't need it to be successful. It's not about becoming successful now for you. It shouldn't be that. It should be something about having a standard for yourself, having a standard in loving your lifestyle. This is what people don't understand. If you truly love your lifestyle, you are going to be super confident in yourself. You are going to motivate people. You are going to be positive. You are going to want everyone around you to succeed. Because you see a lot of people in this world now, they don't like to see other people succeed. You start to see it a lot. They're super envious. Anytime you have to try to tell them something, they're always like, oh, I'm doing this. You ever met those people that like they're know-it-alls? It's hilarious. So if I'm trying to tell you, the people that end up getting super rich, super successful without self-developing, you can become eager. You can become ungrateful in understanding of where you even came from. And it's not even just that. It's not just that. There's so many other things. But think about it. If you're growing up, you make all this money, you hit 30 years old, and then your back starts to hurt. Or you have to start taking prescription medicine, drugs. You have to start doing these things. Is your business going to last a long time from you being out of shape, lazy, tired all the time, because you just wasted all that time on trying to get so wealthy, to the fact that you didn't care about your health, you're door dashing. You're picking the worst options possible just because you're too busy. The same thing that broke people have, that's the same problem. Broke people will say, I'm too busy to try to make money, but I can actually have time for the gym and cook my meals. And there's a difference between a fine line between both of those, because they're both wrong. They're both wrong. And that's why self-development, putting your mindset first, putting your habits together, and putting your health and your physical shape in the best possible form it can be in. So don't get lazy now. Don't stop watching this video now. I know we've been 11 minutes into here, and probably a little bit shorter because I'm going to cut some clips out. But we talk about books because I think as you're learning about someone else's perspective, as I was reading Napoleon Hill, his Think and Grow Rich, I'm reading Your Next 5 Moves, Master the Art of Business Strategy. As you guys see, I have a big ass bookshelf right there. I have a ton of books that I've read. The Compound Effect, not the Compound Effect, Atomic Habits, Jocko, I love him, David Goggins' book, a lot of books, right? 48 Laws of Power, all these certain books that I've been reading. And the biggest thing about these books is some people think they're going to teach you how to get rich. No, they don't teach you how to get rich. They teach you how to develop yourself to get rich. Did you hear how I said develop yourself? Self-development, develop. So it's a mindset thing now, right? It's a mindset and it builds habits. Atomic Habits is one of the best books to read. I 100% recommend it if you guys are struggling with just staying consistent with building habits, because habits are compounds to your whole life. If I have a habit of a drinker, of a smoker every single day, well, those habits are going to lead into other areas in my life, right? If I'm a smoker, I'm going to lead into probably getting cancer because I can't stop smoking, right? So those bad habits led into something else, something deeper that you didn't want. So now you have to do something to kind of figure it out right away. But you could stop that mentality and you could say, you know what? Like, I was vaping for 7 years. You know what I said? I said, you know what? I'm going to focus on quitting vaping for the longevity of my life. So I had to build the habit of a person that quit vaping, right? I got Zins. I started like slowly easing off Zins. And now I do a little bit of Zins sometimes, but I started slowly easing off. And it came to the point where I was puffing and huffing the vape. I would go under my pillow. And you ever been to that point? Anybody is a vapor in here, you guys know you'd freak out anytime you didn't have your vape next to you. That was me, right? So I'm talking about these habits as you go by. And this is very, very important. So that's why the books and the development is super, super important if you want to become successful in developing yourself. Not successful in making money. It's a difference between this. Because there's a fine line here, guys. You guys can still make money. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I hope that's not the message that I'm putting off, because I'm not saying that. And I know I could say it a lot simpler, but I'm trying to make an explanation and get a point out there, right? So you're reading these books, and then boom. Okay, where do I start? It's building confidence. So the next thing comes into building confidence is building your physique. Making your physique a sculpture that you can admire and you can be confident is possible, so you could put all the effort inside your business. You could put all the effort inside of anything else, and you're being healthy, right? And we're going to talk about how 90% it's all nutrition, right? If you guys do not know, I'm a fitness and lifestyle coach. I don't want to make it seem like I know it all, guys. I know I'm not the smartest, I'm not the brightest person, but I can tell you that I've learned from experience, and I'm trying to explain to you guys my situation slowly. Everything I'm talking about, I'm relating back to me. So, and this thing was on my mind too as well. And I'm not going to pass up a video of where I get these things, these often thoughts on my mind. I actually put this on my story today on my Instagram reel, and I talk about this. And I titled it, I said, can making money change your life for good, or can it change your life for the worst? And I was talking about how it made my life better for freedom wise, but it made me lazier. And that's the point I'm trying to get out. It made me lazier. Understand that. It made me lazier. It made me feel like I didn't need anything else because I already started developing the person that was making money. And I don't mean developing in a good way. I mean developing in the worst way possible. I didn't care about anything but the money. It came to the point where I was only focused on the wrong shit. I was focusing on girls, lust, right? Especially not having God close like I do now, you know? Not having that figure in my life destroyed me because I was growing up. My grandma was super religious. My grandpa was super religious. Not growing up with that spirituality anymore, that killed me. That made me a different man. So I was calling everybody broke. I had an ego, like I was fucking rich. I was making thousands of dollars every single day. But it all came falling down when I decided to move to Miami. And I decided to try to, I would say, force myself and take a risk. Everyone says take a risk, but I forced myself into moving there because my friends were moving there. But I wasn't completely ready for that. So once I moved, I got there and I said, "What?" Like it's like when you were younger and your mom let you have fucking Snickers for the first time, and it's not even. It doesn't feel like that. But going into that high-rise Miami apartment that I paid $3,500 for, it felt unreal. It felt like I accomplished something super big. But at this time, I wasn't developed. There was no routine. There was no structure. I didn't care about anything else but making money. And that's the whole point of me making this video. So I go on to, living my life, waking up at 1 p.m., streaming at night, making money, what everyone says is good. And then boom, depression hits, anxiety hits, alone, being there in that apartment while my friends were busy streaming, my friends were busy trying to make money too, because now we live this crazy lifestyle that we have to, try to keep a hold. Like I literally tried to live this lifestyle because I wanted a persona, and then boom, it fell on me. Depressed, not being able to see friends for months and months. That whole year, I've probably seen my friends. Honestly, at night, I've seen my friend Robert a lot, but dude, I swear, like everything started changing because it's like I didn't move down there for the right reasons. But I had to switch it all. Everything started switching as soon as I started changing my self-development, right? And one day I woke up in the mirror and I said, this guy is not someone who I want to be anymore. I woke up from the casino. I actually lost like $2,000, woke up the next day, felt like shit, cried, prayed to God, went into the mirror, and I said, something needs to change. Something needs to change. There's something wrong. There's some patterns that are going on in your mind right now, and something's controlling you, and that is the devil. Now we get down to this. The devil will take a hold of you, and he'll hold you by its pedestal, and he'll say, you know what? I'm going to give you all the money and the power, but this is the thing. You're just going to be tested, right? God does the same. God, it will just hold you through the pedestal, and he'll tell you, let's see what Christian's going to do today. So that whole time, I realized that I was taking my life for granted, and I slowly started to, I started to look into making money online, not just streaming, other incomes, and I was already making a couple grand with my coaching business, etc. But I noticed something that was really appealing to me that I was already doing, and I wanted to start promoting myself more online, doing YouTube, doing Instagram, and I wanted to start helping people overcome what I was going through, because I was going through the transformation at the time, and I felt like it was very necessary to start scaling my business more. So I started doing that, but what that took out of me was personal development, and that's what I'm talking to you about now. And this is a story on top of that. And a lot of this might be scattered, and I might have to, cut some parts out, but this is very, very authentic. There's no scripts. The only thing I wrote down was me talking about the title. I have no scripts or anything. It's just straight up from the heart. But the so-called self-development thing saved my life, because I started to read, I started to invest my money into programs. I started to listen to a lot of rich and wealthy people that actually were self-developing themselves. They were going to the gym. You guys might not like Andrew Tate, but I started watching Andrew Tate a lot, and I used to watch him before I moved to Houston, and that's a whole nother story. And before I moved to Houston, I was listening to him all the time. That's where I got the little brokey thing. I was calling everyone brokies and whatnot, and the whole mentality was just fucked. But I started listening to these people, and I started really understanding of what they were talking about, because before I didn't care. I just thought money came out of thin air because I was already making it. But something just switched in me, y'all, and I started just developing over time. I was reading books every single day. I've created a routine for myself. And I can tell you that, I've went through a lot of trial and error, right? And so, I have 3 different journals, but I started journaling every single day. I started journaling every single day. I started actually wanting to succeed with the rest of my life. I started to manifest certain things in my life. I started to make a lot more money. And there we go. So if you guys don't know, I'm a lifestyle and fitness coach. And this is if you aren't really making money right now. And this is for you if you are making money right now. And even if you make more than me, I think it's good to just lay low and develop yourself into the best way possible. Put God first, put your family first, put yourself first, right? Because those 3 things you can't buy those, right? But the thing is you can develop yourself every single day and become the best version of you. And that's what God wants, As a Christian, I know that's what God wants me to do, is pursue entrepreneurship and provide for my wife one day, provide for the people that I care about one day, because that's just something that I want to do. I think it's a message for me, but the first thing is to retire my mom. The second thing is to build my business more and buy a Lamborghini Aventador. I want to buy all those things, and I'm not saying this is what I'm trying to tell you. I have a Rolex, right? I'm 22 years old, and I'm not saying this is the end all be all, but this is the thing that I'm trying to tell you guys. Don't take life for granted and think that a materialistic thing is going to save you, or money, this fucking print paper, this paper that you guys think is going to be the end all be all. It's not going to be, because you start to realize that you lose your soul along the way, and that's the whole point of me making this video, right? So I didn't really know where I wanted to go with this video, but I knew it was going to be a raw talk, and I knew I just wanted to speak out the heart for a little bit, because I haven't made a video, and I like it very authentic and very relatable with some people, even if you aren't there. But yeah, dude, if you're someone that's making money on TikTok right now, relied off streaming, relied off making videos, dude, developing yourself is the most important thing. You'd be so surprised if a lot of these people that own these apps, they not own these apps, but the people that are on these apps, they're so relied off of getting paid through influence, but instead of getting paid through a business or getting paid through your personal development or a product. Because you develop these skills, right? Especially in my business, I developed sales a lot, and I developed this mindset and this unbreakable mindset of okay, I can accomplish whatever I want in this life because, other people have done it. And I know I might have been all over the place in this video, but I hope you guys kind of got the message a little bit in me explaining my story and kind of relating it back to me, because this was just in my heart. I was in the shower. I'm like, I gotta explain. I gotta get dressed. I gotta explain this. But if you guys want to be not even just like me, but if you guys want to just be all around successful with your life, is put God first, put yourself first, and put family first. There's a few things you should do before you even think about making money. And I just say this because I've went through it, and if your favorite influencer doesn't think like that, then just go ahead and be like them. But for the people that actually care about this and they want to be successful, or if they already are successful with money, I appreciate you guys for watching, because the people that really want to learn and grow every single day, this is what I do on my channel. And I just started reading this book, and I'll let you guys know, I'm going to start doing book reviews. I want to start doing more development videos, because I've been more into the game a lot. I have only been into this self-development game for about a year now. So I'm very brand new. I'm not trying to talk shit on people that don't know how to do these certain things and don't know what books to buy. They don't know how to write in a journal. They don't know how to do this. So I put together for my one-on-one clients and my dashboard. I also am opening a school community that if anyone is confused, I'm also doing my school community for completely free for the first 30 days once I do have it out. But I'm going to let you guys know this. Just keep on pushing and keep on striving to, be the best that you possibly can. Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. And it gets corny as the more and more I say it, but the more and more I do say it, the more and more I feel it, right? That's how you should be. Don't ever just tell somebody oh, he's just repeating himself. Oh, this guy just does this. People who do that for a reason on social media. They repeat themselves because they have to get the message out, because that's truly who they are. If you repeat yourself a lot, that means you're truly on the path to success, because those people that repeat are the people that are consistent with their words and they're being honest. The people that change up their stories every single time, those are the people that you know they're faking their lifestyle, they're faking this. But the Miami guru, this and this, make money, and this, the end all be all shit, don't fall into the trap. Obviously, they're going to tell you at the end of their video, oh, it's completely possible, because it is possible. But is that truly on how, is that the truth? Is that really the truth that's gonna, does that just put you into the position where you think that that's just all you need is chase your dreams? Or do you need something more, like pushing yourself to the next limit and going through trial and error and building that unbreakable mindset and building that routine, that structure, waking up early, becoming so fucking relentless on the work that you want to do? Not giving a fuck what other people say, building your confidence, being healthy, cooking, dude, taking time to cook for yourself. Dude, even if, I hear so many people, oh, I make too much money, time is money. Dude, get a chef, bro. Don't fucking order DoorDash some French fries from Leo's. Don't do that. I promise you. Be healthy, stay consistent, clear the brain fog, and that's all you really need to do. I'm not a fucking Showtime expert. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys I'm a know-it-all, but I've learned this from true experience. So I just kind of want to end that video there because I feel like this is super, super important. Now I'm gonna put these tasks right here, just at the end of the video, to-do task for everybody that's watching that wants to become better. And I'm gonna start putting these at the end of my videos because it's gonna be action steps to take, and I'll hop on my next video on YouTube and we'll talk about something else. But I really want us to think about these steps right here. So number one, focus on waking up early. This is going to help you forever. If you can wake up before other people and you can just get to it and wake up early, not have excuses, get past that alarm, you're going to be relentless in everything else. If you can prove to yourself that you can wake up early and work and not be distracted by your phone, get off your phone as well. Write to yourself 5 goals in the morning, right? This is step number 2. 5 goals in the morning. It could be you wanting a Lamborghini. It could be you wanting a job. It could be you wanting to retire your mom. It doesn't really matter. And then 4-step morning routine process. I do journal, pray, word of God, read a chapter of my book, and then I will do client work. Then you want to do 5 pushing needle tasks that are going to help you push the fucking needle. And those tasks should be something like, say if you want to go into sales, right? Or if you want to go into some type of field, whatever you want to do, you're going to put down those tasks that you have to do for that day. If you even put one and then put other tasks throughout your life, it doesn't really matter, but 5 tasks that are going to push the needle further. I just want you guys to do that. And start off with doing that, and I promise you're going to get better. You're going to keep on developing over time, and I've learned this from my mentor, and I've been learning this by doing this myself. I didn't come up with that method. That was my mentor. But once he told me to start doing that, I gave that to my clients, and that helped them level up their physiques, their mindset, their habits, and level up their whole lifestyle, right? This is a lifestyle in general, guys. So if you guys did like this video, I hope you guys do enjoy it. I'm going to edit it, I'm going to post it, and I'm going to stream tonight. So I hope you guys do have a blessed day. Remember, put God first. I love you boys and girls. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.